This is PNN, the Psychedelic News Network, and I'm Sebastian Coco, your host. We recap the last week in psychedelic news. The VA Portland Medical Center has opened a psychedelic medical research center that promises to be the first of its kind to exist as part of a VA campus. The Social Neuroscience and Psychotherapy, or SNAP, lab conducts innovative psychedelic clinical trials, including psilocybin-assisted psychotherapy for veterans addicted to methamphetamine, MDMA-assisted group therapy, and research on how legal psilocybin services are being made accessible to the public. Cops are demanding the right for working police officers to have access to psychedelic drugs. Lieutenant Sarko Gregarian and 3 former senior policemen presented to the United Nations Annual Commission on Narcotic Drugs in Vienna as a part of a panel organized by Law Enforcement Action Partnership, or LEAP. The group presented evidence to the Commission on why MDMA-assisted therapy is an effective preventative medicine and treatment for PTSD, and urged authorities around the world to encourage the practice within their police forces. The Harvard Gazette wrote an interesting article covering a recent panel at the Harvard Law School titled New Ideas for Substance Use Condition Treatment. Could Psychedelics Help? The online panel featured a recovering addict who touted the effectiveness of psychedelics as a sacrament and a starting position for recovery, but not as a total cure-all. Still warning about their federal illegality and that conventional intervention methods such as cognitive behavioral therapy and traditional treatment medicines such as methadone are still the first line of defense for addiction recovery recommended by professionals. A top addiction researcher has come out against Ibogaine, saying it will likely never receive FDA approval as an opioid treatment. Longtime director of the National Institute on Drug Abuse, Nora Volkow, has said that Ibogaine's potential cardiac side effects could absolutely serve as a stumbling block for FDA approval amidst national speculation that the substance could be a paradigm-shifting treatment for addiction. The New York Times released a very interesting article around the late Dr. Roland Griffiths, who is often credited with helping renew academic interest in psychedelics during the 90s and early 2000s. The article is a basic biographical recap that gives way to an exploration of some of the drama surrounding Dr. Griffiths and Dr. Matthew Johnson, in particular the tension between the two over how Dr. Griffiths enacted his studies, how Dr. Griffiths may have valued mystic statistics over proper scientific method, and how these tendencies may be giving way to a psychedelic industrial medical complex that strongly resembles what already exists in the pharmacology industry. A specialty welder in Canada was told to get on his knees by Alberta cops during an ayahuasca raid in his home. Chad Gillies claims that 2 kilos of the 2 main ingredients used to make ayahuasca were sent to his home without his knowledge, with Alberta police replacing the contents of a DHL package intended for Gillies' address full of these ingredients with a tracking device that was later used to execute the raid. A 4-man SWAT team, weapons drawn, handcuffed Gillies and told him he would be punched, quote, in the fucking face, soon after Gillies texted his local shaman, who he sits in ayahuasca circles with, asking him if he knew about the package due to its country of origin. Finally, the BBC released an article covering the legality of psychedelics around the world. The article is both general coverage of how legislation is being enacted in face of new treatment uses being found and very specific articulation of what is legal in which countries. The article covers everywhere from Africa to Amsterdam and Australia to the Americas, and is a must-read for the psychonaut on the go or the world traveler with an adventurous mindset. Thank you all for watching. This has been the Psychedelic News Network, reporting on March 17th to 24th. Have a great day and an even better trip.